CCA is proud to recognize Richard R.J. Lawrence as a 2023 construction pioneer. Rick R.J. Lawrence became president of Lawrence Construction Company in its 71st year. He was the fourth generation to step up and carry on the family name, so it's hard to imagine that he was really a pioneer. What could he possibly bring to the table that his father, grandfather, and great-grandfather hadn't already figured out? As it turns out, there was quite a bit. RJ was born in 1955 in Denver to Earl and Betty Jo Lawrence. He was the middle child with an older sister, Barb, and a younger brother, Bill. RJ was named after his grandfather, Richard James Lawrence, who was the second president of Lawrence Construction. RJ literally spent his entire life around bridge building. His passion and path seemed predestined. RJ was a graduate of Colorado State University, and he was a professional engineer. He shared his CSU Ram pride with his grandfather Richard, Uncle Jim, grandmother Marie, sister Barb, brother Bill, son Scott, and his bride of 37 years, Polly. In fact, RJ met Polly at CSU's favorite bar, CB Potts, in 1981. RJ was offering Valentine's Day drinks to all of the ladies, and Polly didn't flinch when she accepted the challenge. Between her ability to take kamikaze shots and her family history in construction, it was a match made in heaven. After working side by side with his father Earl for 20 plus years, RJ took over the reins of Lawrence Construction in 1995. Rick was always driven by the idea that he could build a bridge faster and with less labor than traditional construction methods.
That was like his motto, like outside the box, get creative, and he was really good at being creative. Whether it was a new design or precast elements, he always found a way to do something different.
He began reading up on and engineering concepts for precast bridge elements such as full-depth precast deck panels, abutments, piers, approach slabs, and wing walls.
You know, he loved coming up with new ideas to solve problems. That was what he loved more than anything. He'd look at a set of bridge plans and it would come to life for him. Instead of just pieces of paper, all of a sudden he would see a 3D model in front of him and come up with a better way to build something.
These innovative construction techniques led to the creation of Plum Creek Structures in 1999. The company is still one of just two precast girder companies in Colorado.
I started at Plum Creek in 2004. Worked very closely with Rick from then on. He never just liked the cookie cutter bridge beams. It was always something different. He helped create a lot of neat projects around this state.
In 2002, Rick introduced these ideas to CDOT after attending a pre-bid for a project that would have shifted 1,000 cars per hour onto 12-foot lanes for the duration of a 2+ month project. After months of planning and preparation, Lawrence Construction removed and replaced Mitchell Gulch Bridge on State Highway 86 in less than 48 hours. This work caught the attention of state and federal highway administrators and put Lawrence on the map for innovation and accelerated bridge construction. RJ continued to develop Lawrence's resume in ABC contracting and performed the first slide-in bridge project for Colorado in 2012. Ann Lawrence was the project manager for this project in Ray, Colorado on US 34, where Lawrence used a combination of prefabricated elements and building the bridge offline and sliding it in place. Lawrence was one of the first local contractors to take on a CDOT design-build project with the bridge structures along US 285, and the company secured one of the earlier CMGC projects on I-70. Lawrence Construction continues to excel in alternative delivery with 25 contracts under their belt, including 2 design-build and 1 CMGC project currently in progress. Serving the industry that kept food on the table for the Lawrence family and their employees was a value that was passed on through the generations. James Lawrence was one of the founding members of CCA, and Richard, 1946, Earl, 1984, and Rick, RJ, 2011, followed in his footsteps, all serving as presidents of the association. Polly, in support of the industry, and with Rick by her side, also took this commitment to the state capitol, where she served as a state legislator for 6 years. Rick's passion for construction benefited the industry as a whole, not just Lawrence Construction. He has been recognized in the industry for his leadership in the realm of policy and advocating for all contractors, even if it didn't always serve his best interest. Rick's contributions to the advancement of the transportation industry were recognized on the floor of the State House and Senate. CDOT also recognized RJ by renaming his favorite bridge, the Bronco Bridge, in his memory. It is now the Richard R.J. Lawrence Memorial Bridge. RJ was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in the 90s, but never let it slow him down. In fact, other than the occasional limp, there were very few clues to this challenge. In the end, it was his big heart that took Rick from this world on March 1st, 2020. Even into death, he followed in his grandfather's footsteps, as Richard Lawrence also died too early from a heart issue, leaving his young son with some big decisions to make. In the book, History of Colorado Construction, Earl reflects on the sudden responsibility that had been thrust upon him and trying to decide if he should keep the company going or shut its doors. Thankfully, he chose to continue on. RJ's son, Scott, shares his grandfather's fortitude as they continue on into their 100th year in 2024. RJ's great-grandfather and founder of the company was named Construction Pioneer in 1983. He was credited for planning many of the city of Denver's streets and sewer systems when serving as one of the first road engineers. He had a vision for the city of Denver. RJ also had a vision. He visualized and executed innovations throughout his career to build bridges more efficiently, with less disruption to traffic and improved safety. While only leading Lawrence Construction for 25 years, Rick carried the company and the industry into a new era of highway and bridge construction. Rick Lawrence is a true construction pioneer.
My dad really loved the industry, and he worked really hard to make it better. If people ever had issues, they could call him and he would help them try to figure out their problem, even if we were competitors. So he was just a big proponent of the industry, and I think that's what makes him a pioneer.
He cared and appreciated it and taught me a lot. Still learning today, but I wouldn't be where I was without him and all the lessons he learned just in life and in the company. And I wish I had more time, but I love the time I have.
I just like to thank him for his love and support and just always being there for me. I couldn't ask for more. So thank you, Dad.
I would just thank him for 37 amazing years and for 2 fantastic kids. We had a great life, and I know he would love to be here with his 2 little granddaughters. But he's here.
Congratulations to Rick and the Lawrence family on this well-deserved recognition.